terms of board disciplines, they're not the disciplines of the mechanisms. The disciplines, for example, include, are there clear boundaries between the role of the board and the role of the executive? Is the board actually really interrogating the arguments that are being put to them as opposed to interrogating individuals? We see quite adversarial behaviors. The discipline is to interrogate an argument, not an individual. Is the board helping to make sense of the future? That's the third discipline. The fourth discipline is ensuring that what is committed to is delivered. So is the board ensuring the achievement of goals? The fifth discipline is the board actually completely role modeling the values of the organization? If the board doesn't role model the values, if the board is behaving outside of the values of the organization, the rest of the organization doubts the commitment. And the last discipline is the board continuously learning and developing? Is it giving each other feedback? Is each board member in their own development path? So team effectiveness and board effectiveness is something that can be developed. As human beings, we can learn and grow. Governing principle of the individual is everyone can learn and grow. As a result, absolutely boards can become more effective, and I can't think of an example where boards have undertaken a constructive, integrated, thoughtful process where the board hasn't become effective. So if we've got the right disciplines and the dynamics are right, we still may need to grow and develop the individual board members to be more and more capable. We're seeing a change in the diversity of boards. That's a fabulous change. We're seeing an understanding that boards need to think differently, act differently, learn differently, grow differently. With that, therefore, the development of every board member is essential. So it's disciplines, dynamics, and development. That's very different to the way board effectiveness used to be seen. What I have found very much in the last 20 years is there are 5 competencies that every board needs. And I've ended up with the acronym SERVE. In that sense, the first of the 5 is then to steward the organization. Not govern, because stewardship is so much more. The second part is the E, and that's to explore the future. And again, there are boards that have gotten confused. Do they have a role in strategy? Don't they have a role in strategy? Boards absolutely have a role in strategy. The third is the R. That's reinforcing organizational leadership. Again, we've seen boards in the past confused. Do I play a role to guide, to help, to mentor individuals in the organization? Or is it all about performance? Again, effective boards, more and more, the boards bring a great experience to help organization leaders grow. The fourth is to validate reputation. That's the V. The board has a role to play a positive reputation contribution in the marketplace. Really very important that they actually never forget they are there as visible leaders and visible representatives of the organization. And the fifth one, which flows very much from validation reputation but applies internally, is exemplified behavior, the E. And in that way, the board director needs to always remember that they are being watched by the organization. And this is critical in terms of board effectiveness. I'm often asked, what happens if I'm in an ineffective board? Does it really affect the organization? There are so many examples where the board, by doing that, doing the sense making, helping the executive team really deliver the outcome. So it's not strategy on a document, it's strategy in reality. Living the values and developing themselves with clear boundaries, those disciplines lead directly to operational performance, strategic competitive advantage, to retention of people, to culture change in the positive.